Real Estate Raw and Uncut, episode 37. I am still away. Right now I'm in St. John when you're watching this. I got to figure out how I'm going to drop this thing from St. John.
Tan for St. John.
Yeah, I'm going to have a tan when I come back. I'm Byron Lazine, joined as always by Tim Bray. This is the show. If you're a real estate buyer, seller, agent, attorney, lender, you want to come here, get you a real estate deal right here on the show every single Friday. Last week we talked about how the dumb money is gone. Agents that are buying listings or sellers that are just, completely picking the wrong agent to get them to overprice the listing.
Or the sellers are trying to sell when they shouldn't be.
When they shouldn't be. Exactly. The dumb money's gone. It's not going to happen. So we want to kind of play off of that here this week and talk about your days on market, how that's going to kill you.
Death by days on market.
Yeah, exactly. A slow, painful death for those sellers. So
let's go. Let's throw out some stats here, and we're going to utilize southeastern Connecticut, Rhode Island numbers. But when we get a property, let's say it's it doesn't even matter which price range. If an agent goes out there and they're going to go on a listing appointment and they allow the seller to take control and place a number of value on their property, that the property is going to go on the market, as opposed to educating that seller and telling them where they need to be, which is within a certain percentage of where it's going to sell.
Right. Which is typically 10%.
Within the strike zone.
Like in our market, we're seeing it's like
you got to be within the strike zone, which is 10%.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you place a property, if a seller places a property on the market, and they utilize their own number, then typically when it closes, it's 76% of that original list price.
Yeah.
Now that original list price may have occurred 3 years ago, 3 or 4 agents deep.
So if you're going to get 76% of that list price 3 or 4 years later, you may have gotten 85% if you listed it correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stigmatized. You've stigmatized sometimes the property. People wonder what's wrong with it. The seller has gone through their process. Now that process has just cost that seller money. It's cost 3 real estate agents time and effort.
I've taken listings that are, let's just use this number, 3 1/4 properties all day long. But because they've already been on before I got them with 4 agents for 4 years strong, we have no other option but to list it at $299 because everybody's seen that property on Zillow for years.
So you're saying it's going to sell at a discount?
It has to sell at a discount because you're not going to get enough people to look at it. If you don't get enough people to look at it, you're not going to increase your odds on selling it.
So the seller's process, their process that they went through cost them money.
Cost them $25G on a property, yeah.
I'm going to go back to it again. I just said it. If you don't believe the agent, if you don't trust the agent, if you're not a trustworthy person,
find a good agent.
Even if you don't have a relationship with that person, go out and hire an independent appraiser. Hire 2. Average the 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that last week.
Utilize that number. And now, if you love the marketing that agent does, you love the negotiations that they do. Guess what? You've just saved yourself time and money. If you're a real seller. If you're not a real seller, stay the hell out of the market.
Right. There's so many people that sell their property within 2 weeks when they work with a top agent, and then all their friends would be like, "Oh, you probably took 2 less." Now, they're a real seller. They attacked the market. They played offense to the market, and they got the job done because they knew going out at the right price that it's actually going to sell, actually put more money in their pocket as opposed to stigmatizing the property and staying on for 6-7 months.
Let me go back.
That's when you get lowballed, when you're on the market for 6-7 months.
And let me also tell you, sellers out there that are not really ready to sell and you're testing the market, what you're doing is you're increasing the inventory. And when you increase the inventory, you've actually increased the days on market, the months of inventory in a specific price range. So again, anything over 6 months of inventory becomes a
buyer's market.
Right. So if we've got 25% of the inventory out there that's not really for sale, it's just people fishing, you're actually adversely impacting the value of your property in the future because supply is high, demand is low, prices have to go down. So you're killing yourself.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
I think so, but then again, we're the ones talking, and nobody else is actually watching this show.
Well, they are on Meerkat right now, live.
Meerkat, baby.
We're Meerkat in this thing. So there are people, if you ever want to see the show before it actually releases, get on Meerkat. We've been doing that. I did wear the same shirt 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
You haven't shaved, you haven't showered, you've done nothing.
Not a big deal. I'll see you guys back next week, episode 38. Hopefully tanned up, hopefully alive.
Tan lines? You
Tan lines.
Show the meerkat folks?
I'll show them. I'll show the tan lines and meerkat, and I'll show the rest.
I don't want to see it. I'm
to
not
the
going to be there for that.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know our energy these last 2 episodes might have been a little on the attack mode, but this is near and
Talking
dear.
about me?
No, not you. But this one's near and dear to our heart. If you overprice your property, you are going to lose. All right? Find me on Instagram at Byron Lazine. Do you want to be found anywhere this week? Or?
Right here on the show, baby.
On the show. Thanks, guys. See you next week.